if you have not heard already about all the TikTok news that's going on and all the stuff with Oracle buying it and la-di-di-di-da, then today we're going to talk about it, and we're going to watch a video by Dylan Page. I know he's sort of like a journalist and stuff, and most of his content is made over there on TikTok. But I saw a clip, and he went to TikTok and talked to TikTok about the stuff going on. And I don't know if I don't know if you post on TikTok, but recently my TikToks have been at a 0 and low. It's not hitting the average views over there because what's going on? And there's a lot of speculation. So let's get into the video and let's see what's going on with TikTok today. I know how he is.
This is not a video I ever thought I'd be making, but I think it's the right time to just put it all out there. You see, I've been creating content on TikTok for the last 5 years. I have posted thousands of videos. 5 years? Generated tens of billions of views.
Just like me.
18 million followers on the platform. Hell, last month I was at ByteDance's headquarters, all the way over in China. But in that time, I have noticed some truly strange things that I've never witnessed on any other platform.
TikTok actually decides what news reaches viewers and which news doesn't. What TikTok is doing is against EU law.
And I'll be honest, for the longest time, I didn't want to share any of this publicly because it is literal self-sabotage. You see, according to TikTok's own terms and conditions, which you can read, it's in plain English, you may not make any derogatory public comment or statement concerning TikTok, or else you can be removed from their creator rewards program and never make money on the platform again. So, we better make this one count. In my hand is a 3-page response directly from TikTok containing information, some of which has never been made publicly available. And for the TikTok employees I know that are watching this right now, I promise this is for the greater good of the platform. Now, in my other hand, we have accounts from whistleblowers who are sharing their concerns and insights about TikTok, its moderation, and again, some of this information has never been made publicly available. And lastly, we have also spoken to some of the platform's largest creators, hearing their experiences for the first time. And spoiler on that one, I think some of your favorite TikTokers might be making a lot less money than you think. Now, with that being said, I want to stress the purpose of this video and what we're about to get into is not to bash TikTok. I happen to like the platform and I want to see it thrive, but some serious problems need to be highlighted that are forcing some of the platform's largest and up-and-coming creators off of the platform for good. And I don't want that to happen. So, I think we should stop the yapping.
Did Jordan get interviewed? So, TikTok's AI and moderation crisis. Okay, let's see. TikTok AI, yeah, that's a good starting point. Cause I see AI a lot over there, so that's a good point.
Hey bud, just heading there now.
I have sank years into that, like literal years of making content every single day, posting a bunch of times. I wake up one morning and they put up a notification, they say your account is permanently banned. Being a content creator in general is risky enough, let alone being on a platform that is sporadically banning people they don't even explain why. You're gone.
First of all, I'm so glad you're doing this video. I, for a long time, didn't know how my experience compared to other people's experiences on TikTok.
Do not stay on one platform. My God, I stuck on TikTok for years. That's all I cared about. When I got banned, I was gutted, definitely stuck. Sat there with, you went from loads of money or whatever money you were making, right? It was 0 overnight, and it takes a lot to start again, trust me.
Okay, let's start with how I got here, because last week, I don't think I ever expected to be posting this video. It pains me to say this, but guys, I am leaving TikTok for a few days. The censorship
I did see that video. I saw that video.
Yeah, that video was right after one of the biggest news stories of the decade broke, and when I went to go and cover it, I experienced an abnormal amount of videos getting taken down. We're talking 5 videos in 2 days, either entirely taken off the platform or their newer moderation technique ineligible for recommendation. And these graphs are what that looks like for the video. So it's essentially the same as removing a video entirely because no one sees it anymore. Now, let me be very clear. This was not the content's problem. Every single platform that I posted this video on had 0 issues with it. And when they did take these videos down, they didn't give a reason apart from community guidelines. And look, as I mentioned, I have posted thousands of videos on this app, and if this was just this one-time thing, I would write it off. I'll say, whatever, let's not make a big deal of it, move on with my life. But it was not a one-time thing. This is off of the back of TikTok attempting to permanently ban
without
my
you
account for
knowing.
Reasons I only found out today. Almost
you don't get an email about it either.
We'll talk about that. They have dropped my RPM down to the lowest amount possible on this app. This graph is it just in this year of it dropping to abysmal 0.01. And sometimes when TikTok removes a video of mine, they will block me from the appeals process by glitching the page.
And my concerns only grew when a Dutch news organization reached out to me saying that they were experiencing similar issues too.
The thing that really caught my eye is that you said it's potentially illegal under EU law that they are doing this. And so that was really like, whoa, okay. I didn't know we were going that far. So, I mean, here's how crazy it's got over the years. There are times when my video on my page would look like it's fine. It's got 1 million views or so. But if you go on someone else's account, that video for them does not exist. We are talking about videos mysteriously disappearing without any notification from TikTok that its visibility has been limited. Now, there are
Bro, see, and I feel like that's a huge problem with TikTok because I'm not gonna lie, that remember when I told you guys like my stuff got temporarily banned? I mean, not banned. My live feature, I got temporarily like banned from using live, and all they told me, like, they did not give me a reason. They was just like, oh, a community guideline thing. They didn't give me any reason to like, oh, what did I do specifically? Oh, what part of the live was you know, breaking the guideline or anything. And I had to wait like maybe a week or so to get my live function back. And it was crazy. I was like, okay, that's why I stopped. Like, that's why I don't multi-stream anymore really on TikTok unless I'm using TikTok Studio Live. I don't do multi-streaming when I do Twitch and TikTok. I'm not finna deal with TikTok's issue, especially with the whole change now of policies and stuff they doing. I'm not about to risk it again because you won't give me a reason then. You're probably not gonna give me a reason now. I mean, I never put my eggs all in TikTok anyway. I never really looked at TikTok as like my main. Like, I'm only posted on Twitch and TikTok. Boom, that's it. No, I'm thankful that I did that earlier on. Like, I'm thankful that I spread my content earlier on. But for those who are TikTokers specifically, I feel like this is really a disadvantage on them. People who aren't streamers, people who don't post on YouTube and whatnot, they are specifically TikTok creators. I feel like this has impacted them way more.
Certain laws against that, which we will get into further in the video, but it's particularly gaslighting for the creator because you're then told, oh, it's just a bad video.
Back to Gavin.
TikTok removed some of our videos without notifying us or giving us the opportunity to object. Recently, TikTok took down a video about the Dutch government's campaign Be Prepared, which helps citizens prepare for possible emergency situations. And what TikTok said really worried me because they told us that we were spreading misinformation, and we really didn't understand why, because we're a news organization, we're checking everything.
Information was from the government as well.
From the government, yeah. When TikTok deletes videos at random or shadow bans them, TikTok actually decides what news reaches.
It does. YouTube has a better push. It does.
Doesn't. I think this is really troubling because TikTok isn't a journalist. It isn't actually fit to decide what's newsworthy or not.
But it was after this Venezuela reporting where things took a really wild turn to take us to where we are today. At this point, almost every video that I was putting on the platform was making me a loss. It was becoming harder to justify spending hours and days on research and editing just for a video to get taken down. So yeah, I did kind of reach a breaking point. I made a video and I said I'm going to be stepping back for a few days to focus on other platforms like YouTube. And honestly, I had no idea where this video was gonna go. It blew up in ways I couldn't even imagine. 26,000 comments, 150,000 shares, 2.9 million likes. I had no idea that many people would.
I mean, that was smart on his behalf. You know, that was smart on his behalf to just branch out and do other platforms, because at this point, he's right. Why would I spend so much time? Now, I mean, I guess I assume journaling is like his niche, you know. Why would I spend so much time making a video, researching all this type of stuff just for it to get taken down with no reason?
Relate to a post like this. I started getting hundreds of messages from other creators telling me their experiences. Accounts with millions of followers were commenting things on this post like, yep, I'm so sorry, this app is completely different now. I understand I lost my 5.8 million TikTok account due to a helicopter video. I left that platform after hitting 9.8 million and experienced the same thing. These are full-time creators with millions of followers. This is their job and they're choosing or getting pushed off the platform. And for the longest time, I kind of thought that I was experiencing this because I was covering news, political content, etc. But after I posted that video and got this feedback, I started to think, if everyone is experiencing something similar, then there has to be a bigger story here. And that is when I reached out to TikTok to see what they would say about some of these issues. And whew, it's crazy. Let's get into that.
Chapter 2. Good transition.
Okay, let's go through the parts of their response that really stood out to me. Firstly, I asked them why my account was permanently banned earlier last year, and they said that I temporarily connected to a Wi-Fi network which was previously used by an account with a lot of violations. Now, that for me was more shocking than if my content was against their guidelines. Because remember, I got banned without the ability to appeal. So imagine if I didn't have the reach that I have to get in contact with someone at TikTok and sort this out. I may have never got my account back for something as simple as connecting to a Wi-Fi network at the Airbnb that you're staying at. Just imagine TikTok being your full-time job and your account gets removed overnight for something as simple as connecting to Wi-Fi, things you can't even protect against.
What happened?
Yeah, that's weird.
Like normal, and a little like information bar popped up and basically just said that I need to edit my profile because I'm posing as another person or an organization in a.
I'm still thrown by the fact that the Wi-Fi, you can't control Wi-Fi. Yeah, I did not expect a response like that. Wow.
Confusing way. But anyway, obviously I couldn't edit my profile. I tried to appeal it, and then one day just went on the app and they say your account has been permanently banned. They just would not let me access my account. Just disappeared.
Just because you looked and sounded like me.
I assume so, but they never really gave an explanation for that. Wiped out in a day. Just permanently deleted. What? And then there's nothing you can do. You can't. I tried appealing. They're like, appeal denied. What can you do?
So that was pretty shocking. Secondly, I asked why 5 of my reports on the Venezuela situation were removed, and they said that one of my posts, this one is crazy, one of my posts was shared by another user, and that user was wrongfully moderated by TikTok. As a result, the original video, which was my video, got penalized with the same result. So at this point, I'm thinking, now I've got to worry about the millions of people who share my videos daily, and that could end up causing my videos to get taken down. I mean, it's starting to feel like you can breathe wrong on this platform and your content can get removed.
Yeah, so my TikTok got banned recently. I was doing it for about 6-7 years full time. Long story short, they banned me over a video of myself flying over New York City with my legs out the helicopter.
Did they give you a reason when that video got taken down?
dangerous activities. You've got your seatbelt on, you've got a harness on. You know, there's many others.
Hold on, wait. I got my packages here. Okay, I'm back.
And I tried to explain that to them, but they told me no matter how many times I email them, the outcome will not change.
Now, in their defense, they also disclosed to me that a staggering 100 million videos get uploaded to TikTok daily. And I'll be honest, that is some serious scale that they have to moderate. And they said in just 3 months last year, 186 million videos were removed. That's an average of 2 million videos per day. But here's where things get scary, because yesterday I also spoke with an anonymous source and they asked not to be named for legal reasons, and they told me this.
TikTok has their moderation teams. They've sacked them all. I know some of them personally. So what happened is that they've used our moderation team to train their AI tools. They've sacked them to save money. And now moderation mistakes are happening left, right, and centre. The result is that this platform is now being moderated incorrectly. People hate AI. This is a good example of AI replacing humans.
Now, it's not just my source telling me this. Sky News, they spoke to 3 whistleblowers from the UK's moderation team, and they said that more than 400 online safety workers have agreed to leave the company, with allegedly only 5 individuals left. Obviously, that places a huge burden on the AI moderation, and TikTok have told me that 85% of content removed off of the platform is done so by automation. The Sky News is saying that 400.
Probably one of mine. No.
I've been working 4.5 years. Huh?
4.5 years. Well, what did they say was the reason?
We will move to another country because it will be more cheaper.
Do you think they hired 400 more humans or no?
Not at all. No.
And it's not just the UK's moderation team. Reuters report that human layoffs and the move towards AI moderation is happening globally. Quote, the layoffs began the same day as for the teams in Asia,
Welcome in,
Europe,
Har.
Middle East, and Africa.
We're talking about this whole
that is
TikTok
where
stuff.
It seems we get to the root of the issue, because AI simply doesn't understand context in the same way that humans do. Think that the AI
How
is
are you, by the way?
accurate and capable enough to do what you were doing?
AI will never will be like a human. Never. For the creator, it will be like horrible. Now, because they over-tag you, over-ban it, it commands now in the platform.
It does not promote fearlessness, and it does not let you post anything that is you doing something that it doesn't like. You sat down on the edge of a cliff and you had some lunch and it was super safe. There's no wind or anything. It's like that's promoting dangerous activities and you're a threat to society. And it's like,
that sounds like a machine looking at a situation like that and not understanding the context to the situation and removing it.
I consistently get comments. Almost every video, as a matter of fact, these days are filled with comments just saying, I've been following you for years and I haven't seen you in forever. Why don't I see you anymore? And it's frustrating because I don't know what's different from the content that used to go viral. It's still going viral on Instagram, on Facebook,
Right.
on other platforms. And
my
now
stuff be-
TikTok's
hey.
become like one of my least favorite platforms because of that. So
You see, to me, TikTok feels like a platform that has grown so quickly that its infrastructure couldn't even keep up. And as a result, it feels like they are over-relying on AI and technology to moderate. And I have a pretty hilarious example of that. So when I stood back from TikTok, I decided to post this video to the platform. And it was basically just a little jab at TikTok saying, hey, this is the kind of content you want me posting, right? Instead of important news, dancing away with KSI and News Baby. And it's just some...
What? Coco Chanel. Coco Chanel. Is it crazy that I know the dance that they're doing? That is...
AI slop. But the thing is, that got taken down for weapons. So I appealed it, because obviously there's no weapons in there, and they denied it and gave my account a strike for that. If you get more than 3 strikes, your entire account can be
Right,
banned.
oof.
So that was clearly not a human looking at that, and as a result, it put my entire account in jeopardy. And here's the thing, I'm tempted to give TikTok grace for things like that. They've got 100 million videos being uploaded per day. But on the other hand, I want to take that grace back, because every single person that I've ever spoken to say the only platform that they face these kinds of moderation issues is, you guessed it, TikTok.
Have you ever had any videos that have been taken down from TikTok and also taken down on similar platforms? Is TikTok the only one?
TikTok is the only one, yeah.
So that video that ultimately got you banned, did that post get taken down on any other platform?
No. That's the thing, right? Nowhere else.
That leads us to the assumption that TikTok is doing something differently, and that thing that they are doing differently is not working.
But it might be worse than just not working. It might be actually breaking some laws.
It's called the European Media Freedom Act. So according to this act, a platform should inform a news organization that they want to delete a video and why. And then there should be an option to appeal this decision. And TikTok isn't doing that. It completely operates on its own. This is also interesting. So this same law also addresses shadow banning. Basically, a platform, the EU, isn't allowed to shadow ban a video without prior notice and consultation. TikTok is actually breaking that law.
And when I spoke to one of the former moderators TikTok made redundant, they said the company has the ability to reduce visualization of a post if that video violates a non-serious policy, but they don't notify a user in this case. And the user doesn't get notified of that.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, absolutely fine. I posted TikTok. Now the company I worked with, it was a promo. I was promoting the helicopter ride in exchange for the ride, and they said to me it's never been this bad. Like, we've never had this issue before. So TikTok is changing dramatically, and it's getting to the point where no one wants to be on the app anymore.
But honestly, we don't know what exactly that is. It's a mystery. And that's like one of the main points that I want to make. TikTok is a company that is just shrouded in mystery. When I was over at ByteDance's headquarters, this is what they said.
So how many people work at TikTok in here?
Generally, we don't know the exact number. Yeah. Because the structure of the company, it's like a mystery.
I was told by one of the coders at ByteDance, of course off the record, that not even he fully understands what is going on with their algorithm. And I don't know, maybe that makes the whole situation a lot worse.
That's interesting, because his other video that was like kind of AI-ish, I mean, it was AI-ish, but like that got violated and got a strike on it. So what is it that they're doing? Like,
we don't know a lot about TikTok.
What have you found so far that's been surprising, alarming?
The first thing really surprised me that this TikTok insider told us about the algorithm, that it's a complete black box. No one can really put their finger on how it works.
That brings us to the money.
monetization.
So, excuse the crazy scene change, but we are shooting another video in Canada, and this is an entire frozen lake. And we still need to finish this TikTok video up. I think we were talking about monetization. And ironically speaking about that, the only reason we are able to, shoot out here is because of YouTube. Before we started YouTube, it doesn't make any sense to come all the way out here and shoot videos like this for short form, because, you could post your video and it could be taken down. Like, seriously, imagine coming all the way out to Canada to shoot this crazy video and it gets taken down by the moderation team. Or, you don't get paid anything, 1 cent per 1,000 views. It doesn't make any sense. And I think a lot of people were surprised when they found out that I was making 1 cent RPM, which is the lowest amount possible. But the thing is, it wasn't always like this. As you can see from this graph, like, it has been a steady decline. Even from this year, it was doing pretty well, and now it's just been this slow, steady decline to abysmal levels. And the craziest part is that I've heard a lot of creators speaking about this, that recently there has just been this drop in the amount that TikTok is paying. And
okay, so it is true, because I think I mentioned earlier that creators, and I heard it, I didn't know how true it was, but it seems like it's true that creators aren't getting paid well over on TikTok, and he's gonna go into that. So I'm intrigued to see how this has changed. Toxic and Instaban.
Honest, when I asked TikTok if there is any truth to this, one, they didn't really specify. They didn't answer that question. They just gave me this long, roundabout way of saying this is how creators get paid and this is how much a video is worth to advertisers, which is all publicly available. What they did deny, though, is that there was a 30 video limit on how much you can get paid. But the thing is like we don't really know, one, how much TikTok is earning, and two, how much they are actually sharing of what they earn with their creators. And look, I'm not gonna stand here and say that, TikTok should be paying its creators more. I actually do think that it's a genuinely tough problem to sort out and fix on short form. And that is the problem. It's short form that is the problem. But what I can tell you is that I got paid more with 3 million views on long form on YouTube than I did 300 million views on TikTok. That was a wake-up call for me, and I was like, this is not sustainable. And actually, YouTuber Mark Jones made a really good point on this topic.
I was just at the TikTok Awards. I met a super talented TikToker, 600k followers, getting tens of millions of views, and she was still working a full-time job while living with her parents. Now, I'm not sharing this to shame her, I'm sharing this to illustrate a problem. 80 to 90% of the short-form creators I meet are starving artists.
And I think that's what really worries me about the social media space right now. I think TikTok came along and unintentionally broke the creator economics. They became so successful that every other platform, including YouTube, Instagram, and they copied the hell out of TikTok. And because of that, you've got this whole new generation of creators that are exclusively short form that are getting millions and millions of views. Everyone knows their names, but they are hardly making any money, or at least not as much as you would expect them to be.
They all talk about how jealous they are of long-form creators. Short-form content is just so much less sustainable. The ad revenue sucks, the conversion rate's terrible, sponsors won't pay as much for it, and in the past we've seen extreme versions of what can happen when content creation becomes less sustainable. Platforms like Vine didn't die because viewers stopped watching, they died because creators got sick of getting millions of views while still struggling to make ends meet.
And that's the thing, that is exactly why I had to start prioritizing YouTube. It's harder, but the payoff once you actually make it is a lot greater. You can start putting more weight into your videos. And that's the thing, YouTube's profit split with their creators is the sole reason why creators like Speed, Mr. Beast, the Sidemen exist. The short form equivalent simply doesn't. They're able to make their money, reinvest that money back into their content, and now they're honestly competing with the likes of Hollywood production studios. And that's why when a creator gets really big on TikTok, they end up just wanting to leave to YouTube because it only makes sense. So there is this talent vacuum on TikTok, which honestly, it's sad to see. And I really want there to be a thriving place where you can make money and continue on short form on TikTok. But yeah, I mean, it's a tricky problem, as I said, but I really need a pee. So let's cut to the next scene. So what happens now? Well, I feel like I've been creating on the platform for such a long time, and now it finally feels like I've said everything that I've wanted to say. It's very clear that there is a big problem for creators on TikTok right now. And I genuinely hope that this video can inspire something to change, because I love TikTok.
Really?
And I want to see
I'm reading
it
your
thrive.
comments,
I want
Nora.
to continue thriving on TikTok as well.
No,
For
Vine
those
not
of you
coming back.
TikTok employees watching this right now, I hope that you see this video as a way of your creators caring enough about the platform to say something and want something to change, and not just let it die off like Vine or something like that. But I also acknowledge that maybe that's not always going to be the way that this is going to be seen, and I don't know where we go from here. I don't know what TikTok is going to look like for News Daddy for the coming years, but yeah. As always though, let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. I'm gonna continue shooting YouTube videos right now. As you can see, we are out shooting an amazing video. So I thought we'd give you guys something to look at, and hopefully see you on TikTok soon.
What y'all thinking? Like, I just genuinely feel like he made a huge point when he talked about the monetization being way more on the YouTube side versus TikTok. And a lot of creators are leaving TikTok because they're not paying their creators for their short form content. But I feel bad for people who make I feel bad for the creators who grew on TikTok and are making money on TikTok and really don't do the YouTube side or don't do like the Instagram and stuff like that. I feel bad for those creators, cuz like for him, for example, his stuff grew over there on TikTok. He'd been making content on TikTok for 5 years, and his short form content is like quick news updates and stuff like that. I feel like content wise, I like YouTube. I do. I enjoy YouTube. I am not dropping YouTube whatsoever. I'm so glad that I'm actually finding my way over on YouTube, because I do gaming videos from time to time. Like, I feel like I got my 3 things that I want to make my channel around. Like, I got my gaming, I got my reactions, I got my vlogs. That's what I want my channel to really be like. But going back to the whole TikTok and YouTube, all that type of stuff, I feel like I'm going to continue posting on TikTok, but I am not going to be dead set on if I ever make money over there on TikTok. It's I'm going to continue building up my followers, but I also want to make it known that like I want to continue to push hard on YouTube and Instagram. Instagram for me is the hardest platform that I feel like I'm not growing as quick on. My last statement on this whole thing, as a growing creator, I genuinely feel like my main thing is Twitch. I'm going to stay on Twitch. I love live streaming. I love streaming. I'm not giving up Twitch. Twitch, I still be learning they revenue and all that type of stuff, but I'm not giving up on Twitch. TikTok, that's not going to be my main. I'm not going to get hype, or I'm not going to get disappointed if I don't get paid on TikTok. Okay. Even if I ever become a part of the creator program, if TikTok is still a thing in the future, if the creator program, I don't know, whatever happens with that, I'm not going to be upset if like I don't get paid over there, because that example he put in his video was really a great example, and it really was an eye changer. YouTube, I want to continue to grind on YouTube as much as I can. And then I want to say something else too with TikTok. For them to, looks like, using AI to moderate and can ban videos that don't have any guidelines broken is crazy to me. So why work so hard? And I mean, you should work hard for your content, you know, if you really want to make this something you want to do and make a career out of it. Good, but like, why work so hard and put in the effort if my videos are going to get banned with no reasoning? And it's AI is over here banning my videos, not knowing the context. Like the dude that was, okay, I'm hovering over New York in a helicopter, and it's like, oh, I have other videos like this too, but you banned this one video. Or the AI video that he did as a joke towards TikTok. Oh, you banned this, but like, look at this nice video. Someone showing a cheesecake, banned for me being allergic. Like, come on. And you're using AI to ban stuff? That's not helpful at all. That, I feel like it's putting a censor on creativity at this point. That's a huge thing. I feel like it's putting a huge censor, disclaimer, whatever, on creativity over there on TikTok. And it's like, why would I work so hard to show my creativity over here when I know it's not going to be a problem over here on Instagram and YouTube? And if it was a problem, they would notify me about it and possibly give me a reason. That's my say. That's my say on the whole TikTok thing. Y'all can still follow me over there on TikTok. But make sure you go follow the other socials. Make sure you follow the Instagram. Make sure you follow the YouTube, because I really want to grind over there now. Like, I mean, I'm still grinding over there, but this gave me a whole different perspective on things, and I'm like, you know what? It's changed my way of the grind. All right, YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, if you are a creator, let me know in the comments what you think, because I went on a whole tangent. And shout out to Dylan, because he did his thing. Y'all, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and let me know in the comments what you think about the whole TikTok change and everything like that. So I love you guys, and I will see you later.